Hello guys, so in this video I'm going to share with you the exact 5 key email marketing metrics you should be tracking in order to grow your brand. And I want to make myself clear. When I speak of metrics, I'm not talking of metrics like open rates, click rates, or unsubscribe rates, or whatever metric you might be thinking of. Like it has nothing to do with all of them. And so you might be asking yourself, what am I talking about, right? Well, you're gonna see that in this video. So my name is Boris, and for the past months, I've been helping founders scale their brand with email marketing. So let's dive into the actual video. We have metric one. Okay, we have metric one, which is basically the average revenue per subscriber. And now, this is the average revenue you make per subscriber, just as its name implies. And how do you calculate this? You simply take the total email revenue, okay, divided by the total subscribers you have on your email list. That's the formula to calculate this metric. And how do you know that you have a quite profitable average revenue per subscriber? Now, it depends. It depends on your list size, because the way to determine that for a small email list is quite different from the way to determine that from of a big email list. And so for a small email list, like when you make $4 to $8, like you are usually considered as profitable. And let's take a brief example. Let's say you have if like let's say you have 5,000 subscribers on your email list, and you're making $6 per subscriber, which is within this range. Now, if you make the math, 6 times 5,000, you get $30,000 per month, which is quite profitable, okay, as a small email list. Now, for big email lists, the range is usually quite smaller, because you don't need to make a huge amount of money from a subscriber in order to make a huge amount of money from your email list when you have a big email list. Like usually $2 to $5, like when you make that from your email list, you're usually considered as profitable when you have a big list. Let's take this example. Let's say you have no, there is actually 50,000. Let's say you have 50,000 subscribers on your email list. Yeah, you have 50,000 subscribers on your email list, and you're making $3 from every subscriber, which is within this range. 3 times 50,000, you get $150,000 from your email list, which is huge, right? Now, this leads us to metric two, which is the average order value. Now, this is simply how much money customers or subscribers spend per transaction when buying through an email link. Now, to make these things clearer, when you send an email, right, and you include a link in that email, it could be a link leading to a landing page where the subscribers make a purchase, right? When someone buys through that email link, or when people buy through that email link, okay, the average order value is calculated by how much money you make from every customer on average. And as you can see on the screen, you calculate this by taking your total revenue made from your email list divided by the total number of purchases made from a link through your email. Okay, and so now you might be asking yourself, how do you know that I'm profitable from my average order value? To be honest with you, there is no standard profitable average order value. But what I can say here is your average order value, okay, should be at least 3 times your customer acquisition cost, or your subscriber acquisition cost, plus your service or product delivery cost. That's basically what you should have in head when you are considering um, considering finding out if your average order value it's like is profitable or is making your business profitable. This leads us to the third metric, which is your email conversion rate. As you might already know, it's the percentage of people who complete the purchase after clicking an email link. Okay, like, how do you calculate this? You simply take your number of orders or the number of purchases made, okay, through an email, divided by the number of clicks. Like, and I'm talking of clicks on links found in your emails, okay, times 100%. That's basically how you calculate your email conversion rate. I repeat, the number of orders divided by the number of clicks times 100%. And of course, these orders and these clicks must come from an email. Now, how do you know that you are having a very good email conversion rate? On average, okay, on average, a 2% to a 5% conversion rate is usually considered as great. Although you might go slightly above that. It's possible. If you do things right, you can go slightly above that. But usually a 2% to a 5% is considered as great. This leads us to metric 4, which is your email ROI. Obviously, when you are running email campaigns, you want to be profitable, right? Like, you don't run email campaigns to lose, you run email campaigns to win, okay? And so your email ROI is simply the net profit earned from your email campaigns divided by the total cost to run them. Like, it's basically your return on investment, or the return on investment you get from running email campaigns. That's basically it. And how do you calculate this? As I just said, it's your net email profit, which is calculated as email revenue minus email cost divided by email marketing cost. Email cost and email marketing cost are one and the same thing, okay? Yeah, so how do you know that you are having an ROI that is quite profitable? Now, usually on average, okay, the average benchmark state that email marketing has an average return of 36x. Okay, and so obviously you will want your email ROI to be at least, like, if you've done nothing, like if you've just messed things up, your email marketing ROI should be at least 36x. I know that sounds crazy, but what that's the huge return on investment you can get from email marketing. Let's get to metric 5, which is your email deliverability rate. Now, this metric, or this last metric, might not be directly related to email revenue, but it plays a very huge role when it comes to how profitable your email marketing campaigns are. Because, like, let's start by defining it first. It's the measure of how likely your emails are to land in users' inboxes rather than spam. And so, as I said, this is very important because you might craft the best campaigns, you might write the best emails, but they won't do anything to anyone if they are landing into spam. And that's why your email deliverability rate is so important. And a lot of people neglect this in the industry. Like very few people talk about email deliverability. Most people are just like are just laying emphasis on things like segmentation, email persuasion, and stuff like that. Why, like, the basis or the fundamental thing for your email campaigns should be a good email deliverability rate. And how do you calculate this? You simply oh Actually, there's no standard way for measuring email deliverability rate, but what I would say is it's an overlap. Okay, your deliverability score or your deliverability rate is an overlap of your sender reputation, your technical setup, and your email content. Now, I won't dive into the details here, but what you need equally to know is your email deliverability rate is measured on a scale of 100%, and usually 96% and above is considered as excellent. So your goal should be to, like, do not do not go below 96% as deliverability rate. You Okay, when you're sending your email campaigns. And how do you calculate this? There are various tools or numerous tools that could help you calculate this. One of the ones, or the best I use, is Zero Bounce and Warmy.io. These are the two I recommend, but there are other tools which you could use too. But these are the main two tools I recommend. And speaking of email deliverability, I have written a guide or a full guide where I break down everything that has to do with email deliverability. And in that guide, it will help you uncover the various bottlenecks that might be tanking your email deliverability, and it will equally help you fix and recover or improve your email deliverability. And so this guide obviously is not for free, but I'm offering it at an exceedingly cheap price, which is $17. And so when you buy the guide, you not only get the guide, but you equally benefit of a free audit call with me, where I break down the various bottlenecks that might be tanking your email deliverability, and give you some sort of an action plan from which, or like some sort of an action plan which you implement in order to recover your email deliverability. And my promise with this guide is you will uncover or improve your email deliverability within 30 days. Okay. And what again? Yeah, equally, when you buy the guide, you benefit of a 30-day money back guarantee, meaning at the end of 30 days, right? If you aren't satisfied with the results you've gotten from the guide, okay, you simply email me and I'm gonna refund your money back, like no questions asked. So yeah, so that's basically what the guide. Wait, okay, wait, let me give you a preview of what the guide looks like. Wait. Oh. Yeah, so yes, the actual guide. These are the various chapters, and yeah, it's a 32-page guide, as you can see. Like, it gives you everything that you need to figure out the different bottlenecks in your email deliverability system and how you can fix them. Okay, so yeah, so if you are interested, the link is in the description. Simply click the link, and yeah, see you in the next video.